Hi, guys. I hope you had a great weekend. This is Mrs. Mundl with this week's library story time. And this week, we're going to read a story about my favorite animal, the humpback whale. This is a true story that takes place up near San Francisco, but we have whale rescue teams right here in Dana Point that are constantly on the lookout for whales in trouble. So let's read Trapped, a Whale's Rescue by Robert Burleigh. The huge humpback whale dips and dives, her sleek black sides shimmering. She spy hops, lobtails, flashes her flukes past rocky shores and sandy beaches, from icy Arctic waters to the California coast. She feeds on masses of tiny krill in the food-rich water. Towering waves cascade down her leathery back. She arches and leaps. Boom! She spanks the cold blue with her powerful tail. Bang! Down in the depths, her call echoes. But wait, danger haunts these waters. Unseen nets left by crab fishermen drift through the dark seas. The whale feels the tickle of tiny threads. She plunges on. She tosses. She spirals sideways as spidery lines tighten around her. The struggle begins. The web of rope cuts into her skin. She flails and starts to sink, fights for air. With each thrust of her tail, she tires. Her sides heave. She flops. She flounders. At last, the great whale shudders and lies still. She's trapped. The chug chug of a motor fills the air. Rescuers. Are they too late? Divers drop cautiously into the frigid water. They know the whale is wild. One quick roll of her immense body can crush. One blow from her gigantic tail can kill. The swimmers softly pat the whale's rough hump. They stare into her unblinking eye. Carefully, they begin to cut the lines. One rescuer slices the rope that digs into the whale's mouth. Suddenly, the humpback jerks her head. The startled diver backstrokes away and waits. But the whale calms and is still. Other divers dive deep to free her fins and tail. Slowly, the tangled netting falls away. The freed whale starts to swim. She moves among the cheering rescuers, softly nudging each one as if saying thanks. Again, the wide ocean is her home. She thrusts herself out of the water, breaches, slaps the surface in a final goodbye. Behind the story. This story is based on an actual event. On December 11th, 2005, fishermen off the California coast near San Francisco spotted a large humpback whale struggling to free itself from a network of strong ropes attached to crab traps. The fishermen radioed the news to a local marine mammal center. Soon, a group of rescuers, including divers and whale experts, was on the way. According to the newspaper that reported the event, nearly 20 ropes, many more than 200 feet long, were wound around the whale's body. Some of the ropes were cutting into the whale's skin. Without human intervention, the huge creature, would have become too tired to lift its blowhole above the surface to get air, and it would have drowned. Divers worked for nearly an hour, carefully cutting the ropes. They thought the whale would dart off the instant it was freed, but strangely, it slowly circled the rescuers, gently touching each one. One rescuer later said, "The whale was doing little dives and the guys were rubbing shoulders with it. I don't know for sure what it was thinking, but it was something that I will always remember." Discarded fishing nets are just one of the man-made pollutants that harm whales. Stories like the one in this book remind us how important it is to protect all marine life. Rescuing whales. Rescuing entangled whales is an extremely dangerous and possibly life-threatening task, one that should not be undertaken without knowledge and training. The immense size and power of a whale means that even a casual twist or turn of its body can lead to serious injuries and sometimes even death. While immediate danger to the whale may occasionally call for unusual techniques, the usual and preferred disentanglement method is called kegging. Based on an old whaling practice, kegging involves attaching floats to the lines that entangled the animal. The floats help the whale stay at the ocean's surface and make it difficult for it to dive. The rescuers wait for the whale to become tired, and finally, when the whale is exhausted and stops moving, it can be cut free. Kegging floats are attached in a way that makes them easy to release. The divers in this story managed to save the whale without harm, but because of the danger to rescuers and to whales, there are laws making it illegal to get too close to an entangled whale. Whale rescue requires special training, certification, and often a government permit. More about humpback whales. Humpback whales, which can live to be 45 to 50 years old or older, are big. Their huge hearts alone typically weigh more than 400 pounds. As you might expect, they have amazing appetites. On average, an average sized humpback whale eats about 5,000 pounds. That's right, pounds of plankton, krill, and small fish each day during the summer. This helps the whale build up a layer of thick fat or blubber that keeps it warm all winter by trapping heat inside its body. Whales are mammals, not fish. They breathe air at the surface of the water through blowholes located near the top of their heads. But these mighty creatures are well adapted for aquatic life. They are strong swimmers and can even leap out of the water. Some people call humpbacks the acrobats of the deep. Both female and male humpback whales grunt, groan, yelp, slap the water, and make other sounds. But humpbacks are most known for their songs. Sung almost exclusively by males, the songs combine squeaking, humming, sighing, chirping, clicking, and howling in strange melodic patterns. The songs travel for great distances underwater and often continue for many minutes or even hours. Scientists think humpbacks may sing to communicate with one another. Did you know that humpbacks are athletic and playful? Sometimes they pop their heads above the water to look around, called spy hopping, or slap their tail on the ocean surface, called lobtailing. Groups of humpback whales often bubble net fish, blowing a swarm of bubbles that confuses their prey. Each humpback whale can be identified by the unique pattern on its fluke or tail. An adult humpback's lung is the size of a small car. The humpback's scientific name means giant wing and refers to the whale's long fins. According to traditional Inuit and Polynesian beliefs, whales are divine beings. Female humpback whales can grow to be 50 feet and weigh almost 50 tons. While normally gentle and curious, a humpback whale, like all wild creatures, is unpredictable when threatened. A humpback whale can see up to 400 feet underwater. When whales migrate between cold and warmer waters, they may travel more than 1,000 miles every month. When it sings, a male humpback can make up to 1,000 different sounds. I hope you guys loved that book about my favorite animal, and I hope you have a great week at school. I'll see you next week.